All right, perfect. Okay, so there is an update to the Cub Scout program, which is starting officially nationally as of June 1st, so 2 days from now. While it's starting nationally 2 days from now, there's pieces that really aren't going into effect for our pack until after the last day of school. Okay, so it goes into effect. All of these changes really go into effect when the program year rolls over, and we do that usually sometime during the summer, but this year we've chosen to do it precisely on the day after the last day of school or at the end of the last day of school, specifically so we can start taking advantage of the new program that's available. So it was designed with three key things. You could see them here on my screen. Everybody can see the screen, is that correct? It says fun, simple, easy 2024.
I can see it.
All right,
Yes,
perfect.
yes.
Great. All right, thank you. Perfect. Appreciate that. So that's the idea here. It's meant to be fun for everybody, right? People that are leading it, the parents, the kids. Okay. It's supposed to be simple, so we shouldn't be reinventing the wheel every time. It should be easy for all of our parents and leaders to explain, and for all of us to support, and easy to deliver the program as designed. Okay. 4 areas of improvement, and these are really the key areas of things that have been changed. Okay. The rank of Bobcat no longer exists, okay, come June 1st. The idea of Bobcat still exists, but instead of it being a rank, it is now an adventure that is earned every year, okay, at an age appropriate level. So it is those introductory ideas to scouting of working with your den, learning about the Scout Oath and law, all now in an age appropriate way, so that our tigers coming in are not doing the same thing for Bobcat as new bears or new Webelos that are coming in. It also gives the lions the ability to earn a Bobcat adventure. Bobcat is required, and it will be the first required adventure that all of our dens work on. That's the recommended way of doing the program. And so required adventures will start being worked on in September, and that will start with the Bobcat program. So that'll be the first thing that everybody earns. Okay. Adventures. Okay. So they've added more adventures, and they've added a lot, and they standardized the amounts that are available. Okay. They also created a lot of topics that overlap. One big example is fishing, right? All of our kids love fishing, but if you look at all of the previous program, only one rank had an adventure related to fishing, and that was bear. It's called Bear Goes Fishing. Well, now, since that's such a popular topic for kids to do, every rank has a fishing adventure, okay? Just like every rank now has a camping adventure, okay? All of these big topics that the kids like to do, they're available at every rank. Every rank has a biking adventure, right? So we can do a bike rodeo, and the kids that come can get credit for being there, right? We're really excited for that type of thing. The next big change is Webelos, 4th and 5th grade, has been separated completely, okay? The idea of Webelos and Arrow of Light has been this like blob of whatever in scouting for a really long time, even since I was a kid. It used to be called Webelos 1 and 2, and then they tried to just call it Webelos and AOL, but not with much distinction between the two. They shared a book for forever. Now they are completely separate, okay, and they have separate missions within them, okay. So Webelos is now the peak of Cub Scouting, whereas Arrow of Light in 5th grade, that's 6 months to 8 months, is specifically for getting scouts ready to join a troop in the future, okay? So they wanted to detach those two ideas and make them distinct, so that way we can apply specific programming to both of those years of school, okay? The other big change, which truthfully is my least favorite part, is the awards change, okay? Awards were pretty much taken out of the program, okay? With some caveats, okay? I'm talking about some of the patch you see here, right? The Cub Scout Outdoor Activity Award. That is gone, okay? They changed everything to be adventures now, Okay, and they added a bunch of them. So now there's an adventure for specific outdoor activity, which is great. But some of these patches that we really loved and enjoyed giving to the kids are not going to exist in the future. So the Scout shops will continue selling them until they're no longer available, and then it will just be belt loops for these kinds of things. So that's why we're going to try pushing specifically some of these custom patches that I've been making personally, just to still give them the feeling of getting those cool patches. And we're still going to give out patches and stuff like that from special events. It's just some of these award ones will not really continue to exist much into the future. And the reason they did this was is because nationally, awards were done by 1.5% of Cub Scouts. If we ran the numbers on our pack, that's probably closer to like 60 to 75%. We are the outlier, okay? And it's mostly due to the fact that it was not in direct line of sight of the den leaders, right? Not a lot of it was outlined in the books, and it really wasn't pushed because it didn't help you achieve your rank. And believe it or not, most people stop after they achieve their rank and they don't go to do a lot of extra things within the program for whatever reason. Maybe they don't have time, they don't have the inclination or the leadership to do it. So, so that's a change that we're going to have to deal with. By the way, as I'm going through this, if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and just chime in, ask any questions that you'd like. Or if you know more about a topic that I'm talking about, you very well may just chime in. So, like I said before, Bobcat is going to be the first adventure, and this is a list of all of the new required adventures for each rank. Okay. We have an outline showing each of the grades, and then you can see the topics that they encompass. So there are 6 required adventures at each rank. We can see one for character leadership, one for outdoors, one for personal fitness, citizenship, personal safety, and then family/reverence. Okay. This unique layout for required adventures gives us a great ability to run topical pack meetings where we're working on required adventures. So you can expect that to happen. Okay. We plan on giving the den leaders the as much runway as possible, right, to do what they want. That's fun, but we also want to help them to not feel encumbered to do all of the adventures within their den meetings. And this new format really makes this easy for us to do, in addition to those topical electives that I talked about, right? Bike rodeo, okay, that is an elective, okay, so that will be a pack meeting going forward. Fishing derby is an elective. We will probably be doing that as a pack meeting once a year. There's lots of other ones, right? There's a conservation one. The new conservation program is amazing. It's called Champions of Nature. It gives all of the scouts the ability to work on conservation projects in an age-appropriate way, and that's a really exciting thing to do as well. So we'll talk about age appropriateness, right? And the idea of Bobcat being changed to a yearly adventure rather than a rank that is earned once, no matter what year you join in, right? And so the idea of Bobcat was super confusing for every new family that I've ever talked to. Okay. We have a lot of legacy families in scouting that have joined our pack. They sort of understand Bobcat, right? But if I go to a new parent that's joining and they say, "Oh, I heard about Bobcat. What is this?" And it's like, "Oh, well, this is a rank that you earn when you first join, unless you're a kindergartner, right?" So just the idea of having to talk about all these caveats is really annoying from a leadership perspective. And now we don't have to do that. Okay. So Bobcat is something that everybody earns every year when they get together with their den in September. And you could see the example of the age appropriateness, right, of Bobcat across the years. It starts as a line in kindergartner where you get to know the members of your den, okay? You have someone read the Scout Law to you, okay? These kids can't read. They're in kindergarten, right? They shouldn't be expected to recite something like that. So age appropriateness. Share with your adult partner during a den meeting or at home a time when you demonstrated the Cub Scout motto, do your best, right? We're getting the kids to be comfortable in the idea of talking about their achievements and things they're doing towards their goals. And then, of course, every year we have to do the protect yourself from child abuse
Homework.
parent guide within the book.
Or
Okay. And so, as you go through the years, it adds things to it, right? Bear, you have to learn about the points of the Scout Oath. You have to recite the Scout Oath in law. You have to demonstrate more things. And then by the time you get to 5th grade, you're working on the patrol method, right? You're no longer a den of Cub Scouts. You are now a patrol of Arrow of Light Scouts that are getting ready to join a Scouts BSA troop. So,
five
we hope that,
done.
this
Facts about
transition. Sorry.
for
Ashley, I'm
your.
gonna, sorry.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. So we hope that this transition to giving the 5th graders kind of more autonomy of driving, like the fact that they're going to be in a troop soon and doing overnight camping and that kind of thing, will really keep them engaged in the program. So that's what the goal of Arrow of Light is at this point. And then again, this is just another same overview of that before. I'll keep going. Okay. So common adventures, okay, for required things. This is our outdoor adventure that's required, okay? So for lions, you have to take a walk outside for 20 minutes, okay? Exploring outdoors with your Cub Scout 6 essentials. Super easy, right? You can do this as a den meeting. You meet at Zion, you walk over to the Columbia Trail, you talk about your 6 essentials that everybody brought with them, and you do your hike. Wonderful. It's super easy to do. You can do it in any environment, right? You don't have to have trails. You can do it in any type of environment that you want. And then it progressively grows, right, over time, the amount of things that the youth are expected to work on for some of the requirements. So take a walk outside for at least 30 minutes and explore nature in your surroundings. Describe 4 different animals that you could see on your walk, right? We're not asking them to actually find animals. We're not asking them to find, scat or tracks or anything like that. Just talk about the different animals that you could find when you're there, okay? Very low barrier to entry. And as they get older, we talk about leave no trace principles, the buddy system, planning walks with a group, talking about the environment, okay? I'm a huge fan of this because it really pushes our ability to do multi-year programming, okay? Our pack is super fortunate enough to have a large amount of scouts at every rank, but it wasn't always the case, and it probably won't always be the case, right? Populations of packs ebb and flow. So the fact that we have this ability now going forward to do things as groups also gives you the ability, if you're a den leader that has siblings, across years, and you want to partner up with the other den leader to do this specific set of adventures, well, then do that, because it's going to make it easier probably for a bunch of people, right? If you have to do one less gathering a month or over the course of a program year, and you do it with another den, great. We're highly encouraging that. Okay. This is an example of what the requirements look like now for an adventure. They are super simple, and they've removed pretty much all of the requirements that said, like, there's 5 of these and you need to pick 3 of them, or there's 6 of these and you need to pick 2. They took all of that guesswork and just unnecessary work out of the process. Okay, so they want to make it very simple. Okay, this is the reimaginement. I can't stand this PR term of reimagined youth awards, but the patches turning into belt loops. Okay, frankly, between you and I like patches. This is a cost-saving measure for them. The reason that people weren't doing this wasn't because they were patches and not belt loops. People don't care about belt loops. So it is what it is. We're still going to continue to purchase these patches until the point that they're no longer available. Okay, so because we like them, and then we'll go from there when we need to start doing belt loops. This is an example of all of the joint extra curricular activities, I'll call them, kind of, that are available at all ranks. And the coolest thing you'll see at the top, Pinewood Derby, okay? Pinewood Derby is now an adventure, okay? It's an elective adventure. We spend so much time talking about the Pinewood Derby every year, right? And planning it and putting it on and paying for it. And the kids got, I mean, yeah, they got to race and we give them awards and stuff like that, but it doesn't count towards anything in scouting, right? Specifically for their rank or anything like that. Well, now, if you participate in the Pinewood Derby, there's some other stuff in the adventure, right? Then you're going to get an adventure belt loop, and that count towards one of your 2 electives that are necessary for the year. So they're really making this easy for us to deliver. Same thing for fishing, cycling. Swimming is awesome. If you have kids that are going to summer camp at all during the day, they will work on this, okay? Kids that are going to summer camp this year will be working on these elective adventures at summer camp, what I'm talking about now. So it's integrated into the new Cub Scout program for summer camp. I would be surprised if any of your scouts didn't come home with these swimming adventures, right? If they go fishing, they'll probably come home with the fishing one too, is my guess, in addition to some of the other ones that they'll be doing. And then camping, now there's an adventure for camping for everybody too. That's awesome. Our pack loves going camping, which is amazing, and they'll get credit for that as well. And then conservation. This is the new leave no trace kind of integration into Cub Scouts that takes into effect something called the World Organization of Scouting Movement. Okay, so like our organization, now called Scouting America, belongs to a world organization of scouting. They put out conservation objectives for all of the world organizations, and Champions for Nature is the name of that program. And Cub Scouts is the first global scouting organization to implement this at their elementary school level. So I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge advocate of all of the Leave No Trace stuff, and we're definitely going to be using this not only to educate our youth, but as a recruitment tool, because families nowadays have conservation in their forefront, especially the ones that we want to have in our pack. So they make excellent scouts. Here is a list of all of the new Cub Scout elective adventures. Okay, so soak this in. There are a whole bunch of them. Okay, they are shaded differently, and I'll go over what that shading means in just a second. But the first thing I want to point out is that there are 16 electives for Lions and 16 electives for Arrow of Light Scouts. Okay, those are our scouts that they run as somewhat of a shorter program, right? Certainly the Arrow of Light Scouts, we have them till February. All right, once blue and gold hits, they're gone. All right, and they're done for the most part. Our Lions, we start early. Some lion dens across like the nation will end early for some reason. We don't do that, and we've never made that a thing. But they're not registered until school starts, so they don't have that like well, how many weeks are we talking about? 8 weeks-ish, 10 weeks of summer to do some of the elective adventures, which is why there's a few less adventures for them, okay? At the very bottom, you'll see all of the shooting sports, range sports adventures that are available. Those ones are specifically only available to do on council property, okay? So just that's no different, okay? When we would go to go do the Cub Camperies, or we would run an archery day, or if we go rent the range for BBs, we can do that at a council camp. As a pack, we can rent that from them, or as a den level, you can do that as well, okay? A lot of the other ones, the ones in the middle are, I believe, the ones that cross over. So those are the adventures that have the same joiners across the ranks. And then the ones up top in the lighter colors are the adventures that didn't go away. So those are, a lot of the adventures are still exactly the same, the same name and the same core philosophy or idea behind them, just more simple to implement. Now, summertime, we had the Summertime Pack Award before, okay? That was a pin, I believe, that we used to get. But it used to be incumbent on us having 50% or 60% pack participation, which in my opinion is ridiculous. The fact if you don't have enough people coming during the summer, when people are on vacation to an event and it doesn't count and then nobody gets the award, super dumb, okay? Now, that's not a thing anymore. So any scout that participates from May to August, okay? So actually, this isn't in effect yet, but so we're going to say June 1st, okay, to August. In 3 Cub Scout activities, they're going to earn this over the summer, okay? We're going to have 2 car washes, right? If they go to summer camp, that's an activity. We're going to be at Greenfest. We're going to be at Community Night Out. We're going to do hikes. So you come to 3 things over the summer, you're going to earn this adventure for the next rank, and that's one of your 2 electives that you need. You're already done, okay? Knife safety. This is super awesome, especially for our den leaders. Knife safety is no longer a one and done, okay? The whittling chip card is gone, okay? We're no longer doing whittling chip in Cub Scouts. It doesn't exist. So bears, 3rd grade, they will earn whittling, okay? With the whittling adventure, same pretty much exact concept as what they were currently doing to earn their whittling chip card, okay? Once 3rd grade is over and you come back to your Webelos den, you're no longer allowed to use a knife until you earn your chef's knife adventure in 4th grade, okay? Just because you earned, you were safe with a knife in 3rd grade a year ago does not mean you're still safe with a knife at that age, right? So now, this is the way we can kind of enforce that, right? Of nope, sorry, we're back. If we want to work, so if the den wants to decide on to work on chef's knife when they get back as the first thing because they really want to start using their knives again, great. That I think that's excellent initiative. But they have to go through the chef's knife adventure in order to be able to use pocket knives at approved scouting events again. The chef's knife is kitchen knife skills, right? We're teaching them more practical skills at that point, past whittling, to build on those skills. Same thing with 5th grade. You come back in 5th grade, you cannot use your knife anymore. You have to earn the knife safety elective adventure for Arrow of Light Scouts in 5th grade, which is a combination of the 2, okay? Let's see here. We don't need to talk about that. Okay. Attention 4th grade Webelos. Okay, so this doesn't really, all of our Webelos den leaders kind of know the shtick here. We're going to start working on Arrow of Light stuff after the last day of school for Washington Township. So that's just coming up in a couple weeks. Uniform changes for Webelos and Arrow of Light. Okay. Previously, we've always been kind of loose about the uniform in general of which one you use, and that's the way it should be. Now there's not really much of a change other than 4th graders no longer have the option of wearing the tan uniform that you see on the right. When you're in 4th grade, you're wearing the blue uniform, okay, until you earn your rank of Webelos, okay, and then you can decide when you want to get the tan uniform. So, and for 5th grade, there's no, you're not wearing the plaid neckerchief and hat anymore for Webelos. It's a separate rank that they want to separate. Right here it says there will not be an Arrow of Light hat or neckerchief. I actually just saw some contrary news to this today, so just take that with a grain of salt. I might have more information for you on that soon. Okay, and then for the transition, this is what I was kind of talking about. Every family can choose what you want to do, right? You don't need to go out and buy a new uniform. It doesn't make any sense. If the one that they're in fits, wait till it doesn't fit them anymore, right? Don't go spend the money on a new uniform because they're gonna beanstalk in that tan uniform once they hit a scout troop, and then you're gonna have to buy another one, and that's really annoying. So wait till you get a tan uniform, and you could do it at any of these points, right? After you earn the Webelos badge of rank, once 4th grade's done, or once the family's decided that they want to cross over into a troop and the blue uniform no longer fits, okay? Whatever works for you, no big deal, okay? There's no changes to the uniforms in terms of pins or the Webelos colors for what you're doing. They no longer say Webelos on the like the brass pin piece now. They now say Adventures just to kind of standardize it. But this ribbon is worn for both years to hold all of their pins for the electives and required adventures. Okay.
Where's your pizza?
Okay, so now the handbook has been separated. Okay, so there's new handbooks for every rank. Okay, they are excellent. I can lift up some and show you, but they've been split for Webelos and Arrow of Light. So now 4th grade has one handbook, 5th grade has a different one, and the cool thing about the 5th grade handbook, since they're going into a troop, is that, let me bring it up here. The back of the Arrow of Light 5th grade handbook has the Scouts BSA information that they need for when they join a troop. So you do not have to immediately after, I actually can't find it in here. Oh, there it is. You don't have to immediately go out and buy a new book. So it's got, I'll hold it up here. It's got a condensed version of everything that they'll need to achieve their first rank in a troop within the new Arrow of Light book, which is great. It's, it prevents you from having to go to the scout shop and buy new stuff in between. So we really like that. This is too much information. You don't need to know any of that. We'll take care of all of the, den camping ideas and stuff like that. None of that has changed. This is a picture of all of the handbooks, okay? The Tiger book is no longer a spiral bound like the older ranks. It is the, like the Lion one was, where it's loose, okay? So like pages, bound pages in the, like a workbook, okay? It means that those are both significantly less expensive, okay, for our new scouts that are joining. They're about half the cost of the spiral bound ones for 2nd to 5th grade. But the prices are the same on those. You also, there are no PDFs of these, but if you have scouts that join a den or you know anybody that has issues affording one of these, we can do printouts from the website for tracking. It's not required, okay? This is just another example of what it looks like in the book, okay? The adventure itself. This, for example, is for wolves for their cycling adventure, okay? 6 simple requirements, right? Show how to properly wear a helmet, okay? Decide what you should wear when taking a bike, okay? Very simple things to do. The coolest thing is down at the bottom, there's a QR code that says scan this for the elective adventure, okay? And through the magic of switching windows, I'm going to drag this guy over here, okay? And this is going to bring you to the new hidden BSA pages, okay? So this one, for example, is Champions of Nature, okay? When you scan the QR code in the book, it's going to take you here. If you do this right now, you're probably going to get some error that says it's under maintenance. There's a bunch of links to get into them. So if you want to test them, but these should be live in 2 days for all of the adventures across all the ranks, okay? It gives you a small snapshot of the adventure. It gives us a safety moment. So, we're really big on doing safety moments, and we're going to start needing to emphasize that in our den meetings of when we're starting a new topic, we're going to talk about the safety moment, which is how to be safe doing the thing that we're doing. It's the common core topic for scouting until they reach Eagle Scout, right, and beyond. There's a checklist that we can go through for all of these that we should be using for all of them. It's very simple to do, okay? It gives us a list of the requirements. So there's 4 requirements. It's got a link to a craft tip video here on Vimeo. I'm doing this live, so hopefully that's actually there. Look at that, okay? So it takes you here for some tips that you can actually see about the craft that you're gonna do related to this. And then this is the coolest part, okay? Requirement 1, okay? Discover the difference between renewable natural resources and non-renewable. Choose one of the following activities. They have 3 activities here for you to just choose. That's it. You don't need to go figure out what you're going to do, okay? I know we had den leader guides before, but this is much more accessible, okay? You'll notice some symbols here. I'm going to bring up what these mean, okay? These are the adventure activity kit, it's called, okay? It's going to have a symbol that tells you if the activity is good to do inside, outside, or if you need to travel somewhere. The energy level, okay? So if you're going to be very high energy, a lot of moving around, or very low energy, where they need to be talking and sitting or sharing ideas. The supply list icon, 1 to 5. Do you need no supplies, or do you need custom supplies that might be hard to get? And the prep time. Does it take next to no preparation, or something that you need a week or more ahead of time to prepare for, okay? Like for swimming, you probably need more than a week to prepare if we're going to book someplace to go swimming. So what I want to stress is that this is our way to enable our parents specifically to help us run adventures next year. Okay, it's going to be an expectation at the beginning of the year that one of the first den meetings will be the den leader sitting down with all of the parents at the meeting and the youth, talking about which families want to enable these adventures, right? The amount of materials that you're going to need is very limited. We have budget for den leaders to be able to procure most, if not all, of those materials within reason, right? But we really need and are going to be encouraging parents, every family, to do at least one adventure per year within the den, okay? And I believe that with this cornucopia of elective adventures we have, it's going to be a very easy task, especially with the way everybody's being enabled with this type of thing here, okay? So like if I click on this conservation card game, it brings up this whole printable thing for us already, okay? So we don't have to go look someplace for these. It's got the programming in here for us with, again, these different things. You're going to see more details filled in here too over time. But I just want to kind of show everybody that this is what we're working with in terms of the different adventures going forward. An easy way for us to deliver them. Excellent. Let me skip down here. Probably the coolest thing about the new books, if you'll see on the right here, they're color tabbed. So each of the adventures, it's probably hard to see on here. Each of the adventures are colored on the side with tabs. So that way your scout doesn't have to look for the adventure in like the index or the table of contents and look up the page number and then rifle through the book and then not find it and then go back. You can just see it on the back and flip to it now. It's really simple to use and it's super awesome for the parents too to get to stuff when you're looking at it. This is the page on the website that I just showed you. It has a lot of placeholder values for some of the electives on this slide, but this is what it's going to look like on the webpage for you when you want to go to Lions, and you'll see all the required stuff. You can click on the adventure there and bring up those pages that I just showed you, but for whatever the Lion one is, okay? And again, this is an overview of that. The safety moment, we should be going over the safety moment and talking to the scouts and the parents about why we're doing that safety moment, okay? I kind of already explained this, and this is all just place filler text anyway, so. And again, this is just a reiteration of the supplies and the energy level and the prep time that you need in the location, okay? And I think that's actually it for these here. Let me bring up a couple other things. And does anybody have any questions to start? Please feel free, either type them out or unmute and just ask away about the new program.
Sean, it's Elaine. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I had to. How are you, first of all?
Good. I'm great. Thanks. How are you?
Good. I'm fine, thank you. I'm sorry. I had to quickly jump off the call to take a kid phone call. So I missed a little bit of the information about the uniform. I know you were specifically getting
Yeah.
into details about the uniform going between fourth grade, we below, to
Yeah.
the fifth grade, we below era of light candidate. Can you just
Yeah.
quickly summarize that for me again?
Totally. Yeah. No problem at all. So
Thank you.
fourth grade Webelos no longer have, while you're working on your Webelos rank, no longer have the option of
Mhm.
wearing the tan uniform. Okay, so they're going to stay in essentially they want people to stay in the blue uniform until they need to be in a tan uniform. Okay, they're trying to not rush people into
Okay.
purchasing a tan uniform. You can
God bless. Okay.
decide to move to exactly. So you can decide to move into a tan uniform after you earn the Webelos badge of rank, or you complete fourth
Okay.
grade, or till the family decides that they are going to cross over in a troop and that blue uniform no longer fits. Okay,
Got
so
it.
like
Okay.
you only need to get a tan uniform
When
really
it's
when
really
you
ready.
start to a troop. Yep, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. I like that change.
Yeah, so do I. I do too.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so anybody else have any other questions about the program specifically? Okay, great. So I just wanted, why have everybody here? I wanted to take 2 minutes to talk about just some things that we have coming up, pack business. We do have a car wash coming up this Saturday from 9 to 2. I think setup is 8:30, teardowns 2:30. We'd love to have everybody there. You can share the Give Butter link. You're probably seen and probably maybe sick of this Give Butter thing. It's what we're using now for collecting funds. It's an excellent payment processor meant for nonprofits, and allows us to do some really cool fundraising stuff. Specifically, actually, I can bring it up here. This, if everybody can see this, this is going to be displaying on the side of the road on a computer screen with our scouts that are holding up signs to pull them in. As people drive by, they'll be able to scan this QR code or text 136 cars to this number, and it'll just bring them to the prompt to either purchase a car wash or give us a donation. So they'll be able to do that. The donators pay all of the fees and everything like that. So we get 100% of whatever's being donated, right? And then you can people can pre-purchase these, okay? So the cool thing about that is when they come through here, I have teams set up. If you do share this on social media, when somebody goes to purchase a ticket, have them select the team of the rank that your child is in, okay? If we don't get like a ton of action on this like team leaderboard thing, it's not that big of a deal. We were going to use it to try to run an ice cream party. If this doesn't work, we will just run an ice cream party for everybody that helped support the car wash in some fashion. Okay, so if that doesn't work, no sweat. We're just testing it out. But they can come through here, click donate, purchase a car wash, or just they want to donate. And I put these like cool little call outs for the different things that they're donating, right? $7 is the cost of a Pinewood Derby car or a neckerchief and slide. We get to camping. Somebody wants to give us $100 to reserve a campsite for 30 scouts, great. This is where they can select the team that they're going to apply their donation to for this leaderboard. They don't have to select the team either, so it can just be default. So that's really awesome. If anybody has any questions about that, we could use some more help, particularly in the afternoon shift, if anybody's available. We have a lot of people that have to move in and out for sports. The last thing I want to touch on, unless anybody else has any other questions, is our need for adult volunteers, okay? We have some pretty low friction positions available that we're looking for adult leaders for. In particular, we're looking to staff out our camping subcommittee, okay? So if you have gone camping with us before and you enjoyed yourself, I'm encouraging you to reach out to either myself or Matt Guarini or Terry Monahan. They are our two kind of camping co-chairs right now. I don't know if we have actual like designated one person, but they're doing a great job with our camping program. And we would like to get them just some helpers that we can rely on to help do logistics of supplies and run programming when we go camping. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is not a new thing. We need some more hiking volunteers. We have a new packed program for families that help run a pack hike. This is a one and done kind of thing, and then if you enjoy it, you can do more in the future. You just have to pick a location for us to go hiking that has adequate parking for our pack. So, and we do need a family to lead our June hike for anybody that's interested. Michelle is saying so. Please and thank you. The last thing we're looking for, or I should say the next thing, because there's always stuff we're looking for, is a new member coordinator, okay? In addition to a recruitment subcommittee, okay? When we talk about the idea of a subcommittee, this is our way of giving new parents or parents that don't have an official role a way to be helpful, okay? And you could think of it, the subcommittee for recruitment, we do multiple recruitment events per year. If you joined our subcommittee, we would ask you to help be the point person for one of those events per year, okay? Whether it's a fishing derby or community night out or something like that. And we're not gonna leave you in the lurch. We have all of the kind of information that we have for all these different events to help you out and plan them. So, but we are looking for a new member coordinator as well. This requires someone that has a little bit more knowledge of the Cub Scout program and can work with us within the community to help plan these things and bring in new members and make sure the assignments to the dens go correctly, right? We're trying to ease the friction of bringing in new members and making sure they're having a good time and that they understand the program, like as they're joining, right? We'll set them up with the new den leader maybe if we have the right person. So we're kind of looking for somebody that wants to champion that role. So if any, actually I have one other thing, Super Achiever, okay? Super Achiever is an award system that it's not an official thing, okay? They're patches that are made by a third-party company, but we used to include them for scouts that completed every adventure, okay? Or every elective adventure and required adventure, okay? Not an easy task, okay? The new system, we want to continue to do this. The new system, we cannot expect scouts to complete 20 electives or 16 electives, okay? So that's where we're coming up with this. As of right now, we're gonna lean on scouts needing to complete 75% of whatever the available electives are. So let me scroll up here, okay? These are the available electives, okay? So for kindergarten and 5th grade, they would need to complete 12 electives out of this list to earn Super Achiever. All of the other years, 1st through 4th grade, they would need to earn 15 electives total to achieve Super Achiever. The reason we set it at this is half arbitrary, half it makes it easy to have a number that's the same for everybody, right? So 75% of the electives is going to be the new Super Achiever. If we're running into a scenario where it's not happening, right, and scouts aren't able to do that, we may adjust on the fly. But if you're interested in earning that award, please know that you should be focusing on 75%. So anyone have any questions, any comments, anything they want to share with the group, either about the program, upcoming events, anything like that? Okay, well, I thank all of you for joining me. I'm going to stop my recording. Let's see here. Excellent. So yeah, that's it. I really don't have anything else. If anyone, if you come up with other questions, the best way to get a hold of me, you can email me at seanmahonybsa@gmail.com. You can see me at any of our events. I hope to see everybody at the car wash on Saturday. We're hoping that it's a huge success, and I'll see you out there. So just let me know if you have any questions about anything as it comes up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks a lot, everyone. You have a good weekend.
Sean.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.